We've been living in a moment where every time a new synthesizer was released, people started saying this is the Serum Killer. Well, Steve Duda got sick of it and he said, I will show you a Serum Killer. And he released Serum 2. Now, as soon as it was released, I wanted to make a review because we don't have enough of that. But then I thought it's better if I take my time to test it and to make a proper review. I know that us YouTubers need to be a little bit clickbaity to get you to watch the videos, but come on, does it really changes the game that much? But yeah, today's video is the boring Serum 2 video. So today we're going to briefly check the new features, I will tell you my favorites, and also we will answer the question if this is the best synthesizer ever. And for that we are going to compare it with the other big hybrid wavetable synthesizers in the market. So first of all, why Serum is so popular? Well, I think it was almost like the first of its kind. It was released 11 years ago, and for a long time it was one of the most popular synthesizers ever. And because of that, every time a new synthesizer was announced, many people started wondering if those new synths were the Serum Killer. The important part of the Serum Killer era is that for every music producer, Serum was like a standard. So each new release was compared to it. Of course, with time, these new synthesizers started adding new features that wasn't on Serum and that make them very unique. So frankly, everyone was waiting for this update. So let's check out what's new on Serum 2. Ever since I've been using pigments, I think that a sampler inside the synthesizer is great. So it's amazing that Serum has one now and that you can use it for AM, FM, phase distortion and whatnot. The same with the granular. This one is deep, it has a lot of very nice features, but to be honest, it's something that was due. I mean, it's present on the competition, so it makes sense that it should be here. With that said, one of the things that I love about the new engines is the multi-sample, because a multi-sample will let you program with different samples what you can play with each key. This will lead to very realistic instruments, because for instance, for a piano, you can record each of the keys, so you don't distort the sound with time stretching or pitch shifting and whatnot. And the sounds that you can find on Serum 2 are very high quality. I love them, they're great. So you can use realistic brasses and synthetic brasses with the other oscillators to create something even more complex and fuller and richer and whatever else. Now, the last new oscillator that really is very unique because it's rare to find it on other synthesizers is the Spectral one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Spectral is additive synthesis applied to a sample. This creates very unique timbres, and maybe you're familiar with this if you know Stream X by Steinberg, which is free by the way. I don't know, to create weird soundscapes, this oscillator is very nice. The other thing that I like a lot is how it managed the effects now. I mean, we have the roller chain, but we also have two buses that acts like synths. Not every synthesizer has this, so it makes it more unique and more competitive. From the effects, I love the new boat, which is a frequency shifter, and also I like a lot that now it has a convolution effect. Now, the other new thing that I find very fun to play with are the new modulators. The path is great to create weird shapes. I think some people has built Among Us on it. And of course the Lawrence and the Rosler will give you very unique movement too. Again, I think 90% of the time I will use the classic old MSEG LFO. Now, the last new interesting features are the ARP and the clip. Now, this is not the most unique arpeggiator I play with, but I love the fact that you can store 12 different arpeggios, and then you can start interchanging them. Usually arpeggios are very repetitive, but this lets you create very interesting variations of it. The same for the clip, but to be honest, I haven't been playing with it too much. I need to explore it more. By the way, channel members and patrons can download for free 15 presets for Serum 2. I had a lot of fun making them. You can use them on your music or you can experiment with them. Now, as you can see, Serum 2 can be the only synthesizer you will ever need. But what if you have other synthesizers like Current, Faceplant, Pigments, Ghost, Vital, and every other synthesizer that exists? Well, thinking about that, it's time to answer the question if Serum 2 is the best synthesizer ever. If you remember what I said at the beginning, you may already know the answer, and that's no, it's not the best synthesizer ever. Now, don't get me wrong, it is one of the best synthesizers ever, as well as with the others that I had already mentioned. You know me, I think that the most important thing is workflow, and each synthesizer has a different workflow, so you have to use the one that will benefit more for your style of working. What's important is that Serum 2 is not going to make you a better music producer or a better sound designer. That depends only on you. But that's a boring answer, so I wanted to still make a little bit of a comparison between Serum 2 and the others. So in terms of unique oscillators, Serum lets you edit your wavetables in an additive manner or by adding different stuff, and you can even resynthesize the sounds that you make into a new wavetable. This is something that Vital already does, but Serum 2 has more features than Vital now, so of course you can get more complex sounds out of it. On the other hand, Faceplant also has a wavetable editor that's pretty advanced, but it lacks a resynthesize to wavetable feature. Serum 2, Pigments, Faceplant, and Current all have a granular engine, and each one is very advanced and great. Now, as I said, I think that Serum is the only one that has multi-samples, and for me that makes a difference, especially if you want to create things from realistic instruments. Now, the Spectral oscillator is very advanced and very unique. It can give you crazy results, and I believe no other synthesizer of the list have it. But there are two things with that. One is that there's a free Spectral synthesizer out there from Steinberg, which I think it has more features, I'm not sure. And the other thing is that it depends entirely on how you make sounds, because I know that Spectral oscillators is not for everyone. That means that's not something that you need, but it's something that's very nice to have and to experiment with. On the other hand, if we are going to talk about unique oscillators, I have to mention that I love the harmonic engine on Pigments. Of course, it's not the same, this has another scope on additive synthesis, but can give you very weird results nonetheless. And the other one that I really like is the new model engine on Pigments, which is pretty unique. But if I mention a free synthesizer for Spectral, I have to mention that now there's a free synthesizer for Model. In terms of the filter, we have a lot of unique filters, but I feel that there are other synthesizers with also unique filters that are pretty nice. For instance, the morphing filters from Current or straight up filter table inside Faceplant. So, where I'm going with this comparison is that maybe you already have the synthesizer that you will use the most. But I have to recognize that Serum 2 is a great update for a huge community of Serum users. So the final verdict is that Serum 2 is indeed amazing, but it's as amazing as others that are on the market. So of course, try it out and let me know in the comments your thoughts about this whole topic. Does it deserve all the hype that's on the internet right now? I will read everything that you have to say down below. Thank you so much for watching, I will see you next time and bye bye!